Blessings, beautiful friend. So today we're going to go through a very simple mindfulness meditation. Now, contrary to popular belief, you do not have to be able to sit in lotus or even cross-legged. So if you cannot sit on the floor with an upright spine without tensing your hips, so if you're kind of like this and rounded over, then please, even if you with blocks, then please just use a chair. The most important thing is that you can relax and that your spine is nice and tall, because if you're like this, you're not going to be able to breathe with ease. So if that means using a chair, if you do use a chair, make sure your feet are flat, either on the floor or on blocks. Feet hip width, so your toes, knees, hips are in alignment, your spine is supported. And if you're sitting on a chair, or even if you're sitting on the floor, like so, with blocks, whatever, rest the right hand on top of the left and bring the thumb tips to touch, and just rest the hands down in your lap so that they relax. Try and keep your head in line with the spine. The tendency is for the head to drop forward, but try and keep it in line with the spine, and it's parallel, so it's not turned right or left. So you can imagine lifting up out from the tailbone, up and out of the crown of the head without force or strain. So the most important thing is that your spine is straight, so you can breathe with greater ease, because if you're slouched and hunched like that, or tensing, whatever, you're not going to be comfortable. You need to be at a place of ease, so you can then start to relax and be aware. So it's, whether you can do lotus or not is not important. If you need to put blocks under your knees in cross-leg position or support yourself against the wall, that is absolutely fine. So when you're in your comfortable place, and be honest, I see so many people going, no, I'm fine, and they're like this, and I'm like, you're not fine. You're not fine. There is nothing wrong with using a chair. This exercise is to bring you to a state of relaxation. And also keep in mind that circumstances are never going to be perfect. There's always, just as in life, there's going to be distractions. I've been in rooms where, there's stuff going on next door, kids shouting, whatever, and that's just the way it is. That is just life. Mindfulness is about being aware of everything and just letting it kind of wash over you. So take time, please take time to establish a relaxed position using blocks, bolsters, using cushions, using a chair, whatever you need. Then bring your hands into that mudra. Right hand on top, thumb tips touching, relax the arms, head in line with spine. And just start to gently close your eyes. So we're going to do a short meditation today. So just start to close your eyes. And simply be aware of the contact between your eyelids. So begin by awareness of your upper and lower eyelids coming together. Aware of the muscles around your eyes. Aware of the eyeballs in the eye sockets. And just let it be. And notice how when you close your eyes, your awareness is taken inward. So you might start to notice things that you didn't really notice before. So you may notice that you're holding tension somewhere, typically in our shoulders, maybe around the hips. And once you become aware of that, see if you can relax it. Sometimes just simply being aware of it is enough for it to allow it to relax. But if you can't relax it completely, just be aware of it without labeling it, without making it right or wrong, good or bad. It just is. So today we're just simply going to notice. Notice what we notice. We're not trying to make anything happen. A lot of people think with meditation, they try and make stuff happen. And that's not how it works. It's more a sense of allowing. So instead, just be really curious. Another reason people give up with meditation is because their mind won't shut up. They're constantly chatting away and think, oh, did I remember to do this? And oh, I'm running commentary and all that kind of thing. And that's okay. I'm actually going to invite you to not try and stop thinking. Instead, I want you to just really pay attention. Almost like you're listening to words coming out of a radio. And see if you can pay attention without engaging. And you can imagine perhaps listening to a friend. You know, we've all got that one friend who constantly is talking, moaning about their problems or whatever, or giving a running commentary of everything going on around you. And sometimes you just sit back and listen, right? So imagine that's the case now. You're just listening. You're just listening. And also notice how our ego hates silence. So it will always try and jump in and fill the silence. So if you start going quiet for a moment, it will really jump in and give you a running commentary like, oh, I can hear cars outside, or oh, I'm a bit cold, or I'm a bit too hot, or how long are we going to be here for? Oh, I feel thirsty. Oh, I've got an itch there. And oh, did I remember to do this? So just being aware of all of that. Again, noticing your tendency to try and start a conversation. And just, again, imagine you're listening to that friend with a sense of interest, rather than thinking, oh God, there she goes again, moaning and blah, 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 blah. Just see if you can find a state of neutrality. So you're neither judging it as good or bad, right or wrong. And also keep in mind, it's not about judging yourself. It's not about, oh God, I still do this. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and that's simply another voice in our head that we try and avoid. And say this is why we avoid meditation, because most of our thoughts are negative. Most of our thoughts are self-deprecating. Most of our thoughts are very judgmental and critical, mostly of ourselves, but often about other people. And let's face it, that makes us feel crap. So we'd rather not listen to our voice, and instead we try and block it out by drink or drugs or food or social media. But here's the thing, when you do have that annoying friend, when you stop getting involved with their conversation, when you just stand there and listen without making a comment, they eventually go quiet. It's like I've also been in situations where I've been in a queue somewhere and someone moans about, oh, we're waiting, and they're dying to have someone else join in. And someone else goes, oh yeah, I know, blah, 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 and a conversation ensues. But often when they try that with me, when they try and moan and complain, I just smile and say nothing. And they soon shut up because I'm not engaging. So when your mind starts blah, 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 just smile. Just imagine smiling at that annoying friend. Even though you might be dying to argue with yourself, you're arguing with yourself. Laugh at that. We're getting into an argument with ourselves. We tell ourselves how crap we are, how rubbish we are, how rubbish life is, and blah, 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 blah. So just smile and let it wash over you. And this is practice. It takes practice, okay? It takes maybe years of practice of just letting it go. Just letting those thoughts rise up, make themselves known, and then you just let them go. And after a while, you may notice that those silences, the spaces between the thoughts, get a little bit longer. And again, still your mind will try and rush in and fill the space, but that's okay. You can just let it. Just let it. And see, the more we try and stop something, the more we try and not think or stop thinking, the more we judge ourselves for the thoughts we have. We're just perpetuating the blah, 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 blah in our mind. Whereas when we just sit back with a smile and listen, like appreciating a good bit of music. And I know when a good song comes on, you want to join in and you want to sing along, but imagine you're just content to listen. You're just content to allow that music to wash over you. Because the idea is we want to become a master of our own mind. And that starts with learning to watch the thoughts. You know, one of the reasons we give up with meditation is because we try and run before we can walk. Learning to just listen and be aware with an open mind so you're not judging yourself. It's neither good nor bad, it just is. And once we learn to do that, then we can move on. Just keep making sure your spine is nice and tall, so your head may have started to droop towards your chest. That's okay, just bring it back. Stretching up through the crown of the head. Jaw relaxed, face relaxed, body relaxed. Just taking a couple more breaths. Always reminding yourself, reminding, which means to remind yourself of something you already know. You can only remind yourself of something if you already know it. And you already know this stuff, you just need to remember it. That each time you practice, the silences will get longer. It will get easier. We always want everything now, and it doesn't happen that way. So to begin with, you may just sit for a couple of minutes, literally, and just observe your thoughts, allowing them to flow in, allowing them to float back out. And taking another breath in and sigh out. And just gently starting to open your eyes. Maybe shake out the arms. Have a little stretch. Oh. And give yourself a hug. Feel good that you've taken this time out. Again, it's practice, practice, practice. Practice makes progress. There's no such thing as perfect in life. And we never get anything the first time. This is the first step. Just simply watching, observing, and letting it go. And just like most things, it takes practice. Practice makes progress. Not perfect, there's no such thing as perfect. Practice makes progress. When you're ready, whoa, you can move about and get on with the rest of your day. Mwah!